NASCAR has their best race in the next gen era at Daytona. Connor Zilisch, he's so good, man. He won without even being in the car Friday night at Daytona. We'll talk about that. Plus, Christian Rasmussen, the most entertaining drive of the IndyCar season. And we have an absolute packed rumor segment of T to talk about. F1, IndyCar, we're covering it all in the T
Buckle
today.
up.
We have a really packed episode. We better get right into it, Alex. I am super, super, super pumped to talk about NASCAR at Daytona because last time we were here, I was really depressed. The Daytona 500, that was probably one of the worst races I've seen in NASCAR history. And just the difference of a race that we had this weekend for the last race before the playoffs. Man, it gave me hope.
This was probably the best Daytona next gen era race.
Easy.
I don't think there's a clear candidate to go up against it. This is bar none the best Daytona race we've seen in a hot minute.
And I don't want to get too carried away either in terms of we're saved. The Daytona 500 is going to be great next February.
Don't count.
There's always factors.
Yeah.
I think we got lucky as well in terms of just, when certain cautions fell, wrecks that should have happened but didn't happen. It's not the Daytona 500. It's just, race number 26. But man, it was, I can work with that. We can work with this because we saw something different than what we've been seeing. Like, for example, at Talladega, just a few months ago, right? Definitely not as good as Atlanta, but it seemed handling mattered at least a little bit.
Tires seem to matter.
Tires,
crazy.
The Hendrick drivers, when they stayed out on old tires, they're like, "Y'all, no, I want some freshies." And listen, if you don't want fuel saving, in your super speedway racing, tire wear is certainly something. Just handling in general. Handling is something that will help you get fuel mileage out. And we didn't really talk about fuel mileage that much Saturday either. And again, part of that is because of cautions and the way they fell. But man, we can work with this. I hope. And I don't know. I feel like all the conversation with all the other podcasts have been about just with, the playoffs, and the playoffs are starting, and talking about the drama that went on with that in the race with Bowman and Reddick. But did no one else actually watch the race? I feel like no one else is really talking about it, Alex. I just it certainly wasn't what we used to have, surely.
Well,
but
I haven't enjoyed a Daytona or Talladega race start to finish in the way I did in quite a long time. I mean, there's been highlights, there's been decent moments. I would say the Harrison Burton win last year. I enjoyed that for what it was, but that whole race in its entirety wasn't what this race was. This race was fun to watch, start to finish. As you said, the cautions were not annoying. We didn't have 20 overtimes. It didn't feel like there were too many stupid incidents. I mean, we had some big crashes.
The early
it was just kind of an early. It was more like a 2000s, 2010s kind of thing where it's you're gonna have crashes, and there's a lot of cars got taken out, but it wasn't constant, and it was really refreshing.
The ending was surprisingly clean, and I think another part of that is any wrecks we had did not decide the winner like it did in February. Literally. That was the key difference. Having those wrecks early instead of late that set up restarts that led to more wrecks. And that's why I said we were very close to not having this narrative.
Yeah.
I mean, that Joey Logano spin with 8 to go went slightly differently. Totally different race. Totally different result. So we got lucky, but the racing was good.
Yeah.
There's still work to do, but that we can work with that. I mean, Blaney went from 13th to 1st in the final few laps. That's crazy. That's what we did.
And can we talk about that? Because when has that happened with this current package and car at Daytona?
It's impossible at Talladega. In May.
Yeah, at Talladega especially.
And I don't think at Talladega, I still don't know if we're going to get this kind of racing because handling just Daytona, it's wearing out. It's a bit tighter, but slightly smaller than Talladega. The summer race has always been more of a handling race than the February race traditionally.
Yeah.
So that it is what it is. But and I think it kind of not only caused that early big one in stage one, but it definitely, I think, made guys feel like they could make moves. It wasn't making the race one dimensional. And for Ryan Blaney, going back to him, he was able to win low key by doing nothing because everyone else was making the mistakes. And maybe everyone,
Well,
all those. Go ahead.
The third lane was opened up when the Hendrick cars, who were lined up together, Larson was just not moving guys out of the way, but like they were leaving Eric Jones out to dry. They left Ryan Preece out to dry. Because they're trying to knock out these guys who would knock out Alex Bowman. And I was texting like, that's going to be really interesting to see what the 9 and the 5 do. And it was really interesting.
Yeah, because they were set up in that 2x2 gridlock, and it looked like, what it was going to be at Talladega.
When they shuffled the 60 out, that is when that third lane formed. It jumbled everyone's momentum, both the two lanes. And Cole Custer is leading this new line with Ryan Blaney behind him. I think it was 2 or 3 to go. And Blaney's 13th. And they go all the way up. I'm sitting there. I'm a Blaney fan. You can look at my background if you're watching on video and see I'm a Blaney fan. If you're a longtime listener, I'm sitting there, blank face. I'm like, okay, 1, are they going to wreck? 2, which one of these drivers who's going to get eliminated in 3 weeks is going to win this race? I'm just like, okay, let's find out. Is it going to be Cole Custer? Is it going to be Eric Jones? Like, whoever else is up there. Like, okay, whoever's going to win. All of a sudden, the 12 car is there. I'm like, whoa. Where did Ryan Blaney come from? It was so exciting for me personally in that moment. I was just like, whoa. Like,
not to be that person,
because that's
some Dale Earnhart stuff. I'm just saying.
I follow the pylon to see where he is every once in a while, and he was like 18th. He was like 25th at one point early in that run, or maybe before the Logano caution. But then all of a sudden, he's there on screen. I'm like, whoa, came out of nowhere. And when he pushed Custer out front, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to have a real shot at this. Because a lot of times you want to be the pusher. And of everyone up there in the front, he had the most experience. I would say he is probably the best super speedway racer right now.
The results show it. He constantly wins these races.
And in close margins, too. I believe this is his 4th photo finish in a super speedway? Like, he's won a lot. Many of these.
He's lost some, won some. It's been a lot, yeah.
And NASCAR said this was the closest 4-car finish in history, I believe. So that's another stat there. But such a cool finish. So exciting.
It was cool.
And Ryan Blaney gets another 5 playoff points. And we'll talk about the playoffs here in a bit. But there's just a lot of layers to this that made this really exciting.
And I think it's cool to see Ryan Blaney win that, even though it was very close to, again, getting your Cole Custers and Justin Haley's winning it. But seeing a super speedway race won by skill and by experience adds to it. It really does add to it. We wouldn't feel the same if that was Justin Haley or Cole Custer. Just a matter of fact. That top line, and again, going back to handling being a factor, that top line was good all night. And normally it's a whatever. Normally, like, once everyone's kind of fuel saving on the bottom or just running on the bottom, it's hard to make the top work. But I feel like last year, even the summer Daytona race, the racing has always been better than it is in February.
Definitely.
I guess it's the summer and a temperature thing.
I do think part of that is also the broadcast, that the Fox versus NBC broadcast, you are able to.
Yeah.
I feel like we're broadcasted a better race with NBC than Fox. Talladega is a different story. Like, it's not going to be good. I don't know what's with that car, but I do think that's also a part of it. But we have a Patreon comment from Dirt. He says, it seems we have to trim down the field to make these super speedway races more interesting. Was the third line developing because so many moved up at once, or was it something else? And I think it was just literally the 60 car getting shuffled out, as I said.
It was people blocking up. It was people blocking Haley and Custer when they were blocking. And that slows those two bottom lines down so much. Yeah, the top line's going to come flying. That's literally it. So,
and was it a smaller field? I don't know. Like, a lot of cars were knocked out.
There's still a lot of cars. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that makes a difference.
I think
If anything, it'd make it worse. I feel like
because the handling thing was a thing early on, like early in this race.
turn 4 was because you could see cars washing up off turn 4. I mean, when Reddick
Yeah.
wrecked himself. I mean, that was him getting tight off turn 4. Turn 4
Well, and the
at
same thing
Daytona.
happened to Logano.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Turn 4 has been such a problem at Daytona. We saw it a lot in February, like the ARCA race. Oh my God, those guys could not handle turn 4. They were wrecking off turn 4. It felt like every restart. Like that's the problem corner at Daytona. Has been for a long time, especially when handling mattered even more. But
yeah. While we were talking about Reddick and Bowman, they both had issues pretty early on. And last week on the podcast, you had said that you thought Reddick was going to get eliminated because of something like that. And for me, that actually made the playoff discussion more interesting. Because like at that point, you already knew, like once Reddick had issues, it's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But then Bowman was out.
It was so exciting.
It was either going to be a new winner or Bowman's in. It was really interesting to follow that.
Yeah, the Bowman getting in trouble kind of deflated me a little bit though, because I was really interested to see, like, if Reddick was DNF'd or something, and Bowman's still in it, and there could be a new winner. Like that was really super compelling to me.
Yeah,
it got a little bit more 2-dimensional once Bowman got out, but it is what it is.
But the other thing that TV didn't really talk about, they talked about the playoff bubble plenty, but they didn't really talk about the regular season points. And
no, they just didn't at all. Like
they would really vaguely mention it, but they wouldn't go into it at all.
Yeah.
I mentioned Blaney won the race. Blaney went into this race 4th, I believe, in points, but he finishes 2nd in the regular season championship. Mind you, he has 7 DNFs this year. That's really impressive.
That's super impressive, actually.
Finished 2nd in points.
7 DNFs?
You get 10 playoff points for finishing 2nd. Byron clinched 1st last week, so he got 15 playoff points. So Blaney gained 15 playoff points for this win, essentially, which is equivalent to 3 wins. The Daytona win, and then you get the 10 for finishing 2nd. And mind you, not even that long ago, Blaney was 7th, which is only, 4 playoff points? So he gained several more playoff points for running well the last bit of the regular season. That is a storyline that TV, not just NBC, but all of them, do not talk about. And I think that is a huge flaw of not of the format, but of the networks, and a lot of the reason why fans don't understand this format enough. Well, is that it's just not talked about. And I know it's complicated. It's flawed.
It's not complicated. We're allergic to points racing for no reason. We only talk about points 3 times a year.
Let me ask this. If they had, set this up like, hey, these guys are fighting for 10 playoff points for 2nd in the regular season. Look at the storyline. Elliott and Larson are both up there. They were in contention. If they had said, hey, Blaney's in this fight too. Hamlin lost several spots in the regular season points because he was in that wreck. These little points, most of these cut lines are based on 1 or 2 points when you get there. Again, Blaney gained 15. That's a huge buffer he just got. 5 for the win and 10 for 2nd. I think that's a story that TV totally missed.
I agree, and I'm frustrated because, again, the only time you will ever hear TV talk about our best drivers racing for every position for points are the 3 cutoff races in the playoffs.
Yep.
It's just sad. Like I think there's some merit to, because like at Watkins Glen, for example, when Larson wrecked out early, I'm just like, okay, whatever, doesn't matter. I don't know what argument I'm trying to make, but I'm not trying to bring that up. I'm just saying,
like, as cool as, I mean, it was really cool, obviously, Blaney going from 13th to 1st. Like, there's that whole storyline they just totally missed. They could have been like, whoa, he just got 2nd in points too. Like that, I don't know. It's something that's bothered me forever.
I mean, imagine if this was a full season championship and we enter the last 10 races and Blaney, he's got all this momentum and he's making a charge on William Byron. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Well, Well, I'm just saying, if you see Blaney plus 15 or less anytime in these next few weeks in the playoff, like cut line, it's because of what happened at Daytona. He gained
Yeah.
15 points.
Yeah.
Really
more
big
like
story.
more like not like 15, more like 9, because he was going to probably get 7 points at least from, well, I guess not 7, it'd be more like 6.
It would have been 4 because he was like 7th in points, but then he got up to like,
He was 7th. Oh, I guess it was that tight. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna shut
he was
up.
7th a few weeks ago, and then he got up to like 4th or so.
But still, I mean, the
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
season does matter. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw how close it was with Byron and Bell at Martinsville last year.
Yeah.
And
Before we dive more into the playoffs, any specific thoughts on Daytona? I know there was that crash that some people were debating if Larson or Bubba caused. I personally don't care. It's just the Daytona crash.
it was, well, like, here's the thing. Yeah, I think Larson kind of started it because he bumped the 23 into the 22. Some people were saying the 23 thought he was clear. Listen, things are happening so fast, and this is kind of me defending Larson as well. Everything there is happening so super quick, and you're fighting over real estate. You're going 3 wide, handling like everyone's getting tight off turn 4. It just happens.
Yep.
And they
It's
were
just
like
a super speedway thing.
They were like shifting somebody out of line, so like no one really knew, because what, they were 4 wide for a minute. It just happens. Like, people are like, oh, there's Larson causing another wreck on a super speedway.
Yeah.
He really never does that. So I'm sorry he did something. Well, he wrecked Austin Cindric once at Atlanta. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah, that specific incident I had no issue with. That's just like a crash that can happen.
It's just welcome to Daytona.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Great race at Daytona. I don't know if I've ever said that in this podcast history. Like, great race at Daytona. Wow.
We've had decent racing in the Daytona 500, to be fair, but they've devolved into wreckfest. Like, Daytona has always had a better time with the gridlock than Talladega, for example. Like, Talladega just struggles with the gridlock because it's Talladega. It's literally an interstate. But Daytona got that handling characteristic to it, and I just wish, and again, we got lucky. We got super lucky that we didn't get a lot of wrecks at the end of that race. So it's easy for us to be positive, but I'm not going to go into February being like, I can't wait for the Daytona 500.
No.
Because, Alex, how many inches are we away from Cole Custer winning this damn race?
Very close. I thought it was going to happen.
We got lucky in so many aspects with this race. I'm just saying.
Justin Haley could have won this race. Daniel Suarez was there, and it would have been like, okay, that's a feel-good story, I guess, but it wouldn't have been like,
at least Haley,
cool.
Haley was a really good super speedway racer in the Xfinity series. He has a history there.
It probably would have saved Haley's job.
Yeah, at least
Suarez,
same
kind of thing.
Like, Suarez has won a super speedway before at Atlanta. At least there'd be like, okay, sure. Cole Custer? Like, Cole Custer winning that race does nothing for me. That's probably how everyone felt last year when Harrison won.
Exactly.
Even though
that would have been just like Harrison last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably the same position in points, Custer and Harrison last year.
Yeah.
So let's dive deeper into the playoff grid. If you'd like to pull that up, Zach.
Yep.
We're now in the playoffs. The round of 16 is Darlington, Gateway, and Bristol. And here's our grid. This is just the playoff points. So it's all the stage wins and the race wins, and then any regular season playoff points. This is how they're starting. I'll just go through for all of our audio people. Larson and Byron are plus 26, Hamlin plus 23, Blaney 20, Bell 17, SVG 16. Is that going to be enough of a buffer? We'll talk about our playoff predictions in a moment, but I want to talk about him for a second. 16.
Is that enough of a buffer? I don't feel that good about it. Like, Darlington, like, listen, the Southern 500 will set the tone.
This first round's his toughest hurdle.
I think Darlington's his toughest hurdle in general. I think Bristol's certainly not. That's the thing about, like, I heard someone say it, like, sure, SVG is learning a lot on ovals, but we're going to Darlington and Bristol.
Yeah.
These are not normal oval tracks. Gateway, to be fair, isn't really that normal either. Mm-hmm. But I think Gateway is probably going to be his best race in terms of speed. Darlington, But Darlington, on the other hand, if he survives and there's a lot of attrition, that could be very valuable. Because I will say, again, at least he has a buffer. There's guys like Austin Dillon and low-key Josh Berry and low-key Tyler Reddick that I'm not that confident in.
Well, after SVG, you get into the guys who have not won 2 or more races this year. Then you have, after SVG, who has 16 points to the good, it's Elliott at 7. This is plus to the cut line, by the way. Not how many points they have, but how many they are above the cut line. Elliott 7, Briscoe 4, Bubba Wallace 2, Cindric 2, Ross Chastain 1, Logano 1. Then currently out as they stand and start is Berry -1, Reddick -1, Dillon -2, and Alex Bowman -5. Like,
I just don't feel like, again, at least SVG has some insurance there. Like, that's a decent amount of points.
People above SVG could have issues in this first round. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
But like, I know you're saying no, but like, it could happen.
But they're going to be faster on average, and they have more of a cushion. You're looking at, again, SVG needs guys like Logano, Berry, Reddick, Dillon. They needs them to have, even Cindric maybe, to have problems.
Yeah,
honestly, teammate Chastain even. So, but again, my thing with SVG is I think Darlington is really going to set the tone. I feel like we're going to leave Darlington, and I'm going to have a good feeling on SVG's fate. If that makes sense.
I think I agree.
Like, imagine if he somehow gains points on the cut line after Darlington, I'm going to feel really good, to be honest.
Yeah, same. So,
but
I agree.
LOL. like that's gonna happen. I don't know. I mean, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. So we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Well, now we're gonna talk about our playoff predictions, but real quick though, some notables. No RFK cars.
And that sucks because they had 2 near the cut line. They've been some of the fastest cars all summer. That sucks.
Yep. I did some digging. This is the first time since 2009 where neither Kyle Busch or Brad Keselowski are in the playoffs.
2009?
And I think Keselowski's rookie year was 09. He was in the 09 car. It was even full-time yet?
That was part-time. His first full year was 2010.
Because Kyle Busch did not make the chase in 09.
God, I remember that. That was weird too, because like Kyle Busch was setting the Nationwide Series on fire in 2009. He won that championship even. Yeah, in Cup, he just barely didn't make the chase. I remember he was like 13th.
Yep.
So
interesting stat there. But now let's go into our playoff predictions. Zach, you're in control of our little graphics here.
I want to go with yours first. Because you made yours first. So I'm going to put yours up. It's like the little tier maker. I wish it was a bit more zoomed in, but no, I didn't want to maximize it like that.
No, this is okay. This is okay. So if you're on video, you can see my championship 4 and who I have a champion. My first 4 out are Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Josh Berry, and Austin Dillon. I think the last 3 I mentioned are kind of like, okay, I can see that.
Chase Elliott.
Chastain can kind of be, good at Darlington. Chase Elliott is lacking points, and they make so many mistakes. They do not execute. I think they're out this first round.
I don't think they make
They make a lot of mistakes.
No. They make mistakes that lose them the race, but they don't make mistakes that the 9 team's not going to make a mistake to where the 9 car finishes in the 20s. You know what I mean? It's more like, I feel like, has it? I feel like they more make mistakes that just lose them control of the race, and they'll finish down in the top 10. That's what I remember.
I think if they have issues in each of the 3 races, which I feel like is fairly likely.
I mean,
and this isn't exactly a strong stretch of tracks for the 9 either.
I guess
in recent time, at least.
He's not been that strong at these tracks. You're right. I guess.
And I think Bowman has been more consistent, at least in finishing out races. He just doesn't have a win. That's the main thing for him. So yeah, Elliott, Chastain, Berry, Dillon, my first 4 out. Round of 12 exits, I have Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace.
I see the Logano round of 12 exit. I mean, we were supposed to get it last year, but God had other plans.
I feel like he's worse this year. I know he wasn't good last year and he won the championship.
Look at the calendar.
I know
it's an odd number year.
Odd year.
And that is literally my reasoning. He's lucky he made the playoffs. I'm just saying. Like, he's lucky. Hell, how many times did he win this year? Is it just that one Texas win?
I think it's just one. Yeah.
Girl, if he didn't win that, I don't think, would he even be in the playoffs? I don't even know.
I don't know, actually.
Girl, I think he would. I think he's at enough.
I think Bowman and Reddick are just kind of in that same tier. Like, they're okay, but it's at a point where it's like they don't have enough points, and I don't see
Reddick has been low-key fast. He
has. And
disaster.
I think if Reddick's going to win, I think it's going to be Darlington. That's why I have him at least in the round of 12.
I could see that. That's fair.
We talked about Logano. Bubba Wallace, I don't see Bubba Wallace making it out of the round of 12 or past the round of 12.
I just don't see the speed from the 23. I don't see it.
Round of 8 exits. I have Shane Van Gisbergen. I think he's going to get to the round of 8, but it's going to stop there. I think he's going to win the Roval, but he ain't going to make it past there. Then you have Chase Briscoe, who I think is kind of underrated, low key. Like, he's kind of been up front a lot.
I feel like he's not a lock for the round of 8, but like, you should probably have him in there. He's been very fast I feel like he's always behind Hamlin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I also have Kyle Larson. I don't think he has Champ 4 speed. He could totally turn it around. Absolutely could.
Vegas is going to be good for him in that round.
It's been a weird year for him. Really weird year. He could totally dominate Kansas. But
I think him having a lot of playoff points, plus the fact that he's got to probably start winning races again.
That's the thing. I don't know if he can or will.
I don't know. At least, I don't know. I feel good about him with Vegas in that round of 8 and low-key Talladega, because he's been good at these speedways lately. But
yeah,
I don't know.
And then my last round of 8 exit is Denny Hamlin. This is because of someone I have in my championship 4. Talladega is in the round of 8. And Denny Hamlin is going to have a meteor fall on him at Talladega, because it always happens in the championship. He's going to be looking really good in points. He's going to be like plus 20 or something. But Talladega, he's going to get in a crash. And Austin Cindric is going to win Talladega.
Again.
And that's going to put Austin Cindric, controversially probably, in the championship 4.
Those cheating Penske's.
So yes, Penske's going to have 2 in the championship 4. Blaney's going to be there as well. Christopher Bell and William Byron. I think Byron's just going to kind of coast his way there. I think Bell although he's kind of been slower lately, he was the one I was going back and forth on putting him in the playoffs between him and Larson and Hamlin.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Hamlin has too much bad luck to make it, so I put in Bell. My champion is Ryan Blaney, because when I looked at the schedule, there is a track in each round that suits Ryan Blaney perfectly. In fact, he could sweep this first round. I'm not saying he will. That's a stretch. But he could literally...
First round?
Yes.
All 3 races?
He could totally do that.
I don't know. Bristol for him is like whatever, but...
He nearly won Darlington. He's been really good at Darlington for years. He should have won Gateway last year. Sure. And Bristol, he's nearly won several times.
Has he?
Yes.
Wait, when? I guess.
I'm not doing this. Anyway.
When has he nearly won Bristol? It doesn't matter.
He's been in contention at Bristol so often.
Sure.
Very often.
I think in general, Martinsville and Talladega just set up good for him.
Yes.
Assuming Joey Logano doesn't wreck his teammates at Talladega.
And then
but he'll be knocked out of the playoffs by then, so he won't care.
In the round of 12, you have New Hampshire, and that looks good for both Bell and Blaney's. I think New Hampshire's similar to
Bell's
like
gonna be eating
all
good.
the tracks.
Bell's gonna be eating good at New Hampshire. He's gonna be eating so good.
Yeah, I have Blaney getting another one. I don't think these guys are gonna be able to topple Team Penske yet with this format.
I think the only one that could topple Team Penske at Phoenix is the 20 team. That's the only team I think that could do it.
Do you have any comments on mine before we see yours?
Austin Cindric is surprising just because I just don't see him winning Talladega again. And I think he's going to need to do something like that to get into the championship 4, but
That's my path for him, is winning Talladega.
it could happen. I think Chase Briscoe, I almost thought about putting in my championship 4. I got really close.
Well, let's see yours.
Let's transition to mine. Chase Elliott as a shock first round exit, though. That's crazy. But I do have a shot. Can I switch, please? There we go. My shock round 1 exit. That looks too small. Good Lord. How do I make this smaller? Sorry, technically. We need a producer. Ratio alignment.
There you go.
There we go. Sure, whatever. All right. So I'm going to start with my first round exit, round of 16. I have Josh Berry. I don't know. Just he's been like an NPC. He's been an NPC this year.
He's kind of been gone most of the year.
Yeah, honestly,
he's been better than Harrison.
He was fast in the spring, but and Penske in general, they've just been kind of, again, they've been kind of mid just this summer. Maybe they're testing. Maybe Barry's going to show up at like Gateway and be really fast or something. Reddick, the 45 team, them not having insurance at all, no cushion. I think they're out the first round. I just don't feel good about them at all. It's not even that they won't have speed. It's just they're going to be the team that something bad happens, and then they won't have insurance, and then they're out, right?
Yeah.
Like remember Reddick at Bristol last year, and he was like, was that Reddick? Like he was on the bubble. I feel like he barely made it. Maybe that wasn't Reddick. I don't know. Maybe that was Ty Gibbs.
I feel like Ty Gibbs was on the bubble.
Ty Gibbs didn't make it
last year.
I feel like Reddick had a rough Bristol night race last year. Anyways, but Bubba Wallace, I have first round exit, and I didn't really know what to do with Bubba. Honestly, it's hard for me to tell how far they're gonna go.
I could see any scenario for Bubba. I don't see him making the Champ 4 though. Anything else, I could totally see it.
I don't see him making it past the round of 12, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's why he's out in my round of 12.
If Talladega was in the round of 12, then maybe, but I just don't see it, to be honest. Austin Dillon, he's just not going to have that speed in this round. So I do have SVG making it out of that first round, by the way. We'll talk about him in a minute. In the round of 12, these are just guys. These are just more kind of like NPC type characters to me, like Austin Cindric. Whatever. He's just not going to make it past. Chastain's just not going to be good enough. Logano, it's an odd number year. Bowman, just not good enough. Like, is that fair? Like, they're just not good enough.
I think that's fair.
They're just not going to be good enough.
I know I have Cindric in my Champ 4, so of course I'm going to defend him, but I do think, like Briscoe, he's a bit underrated. I'd say Briscoe's a bit better overall, but Cindric has been quietly pretty good.
I guess. Like, when Penske's having a good night, Cindric is up there with them.
Yeah.
But he's not to the level where, like, Blaney is, like, leading the charge, I guess. Because my thing with the round of 8, my round of 8 is filled with literally, I feel like, the defining teams in the NASCAR Cup Series and SVG. Because he's going to win the Roval. It's because, again, Chase Briscoe kind of has inserted himself into being one of the top tier teams in NASCAR, the 19 team. Like, they are one of the better teams in NASCAR, along with Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, SVG. I think they're going to be the round of 8 exits, which leaves my championship 4, which is Blaney, Larson, Hamlin, Byron. Like, I was thinking in terms of Larson, I was like, okay, Vegas will set up well for them. Talladega will set up well for them. Same with Byron. Byron is also good at those tracks. Plus, Byron's really good at Martinsville most of the time.
Yeah.
Hamlin, me putting Hamlin in the championship 4, that was a little weird because like last few years, just Hamlin hasn't been able to make it back to the championship 4. He hasn't since 2021, I believe. I put him in just no reason at all. Why not?
Yeah.
I put him in over Christopher Bell.
Because I can't argue with it. Bell and Hamlin, you can flip. Yeah.
And Bell's been good at super speedways too. So like the round of 8 doesn't look that bad for him. He's been good at Vegas. He's been all right at Martinsville. We saw last year. It's just like something enough is going to go wrong to where Bell doesn't get in. Byron has more Byron has more playoff points. Hamlin has more playoff points, and I feel like Hamlin could like get a win more likely than Bell. Larson has more playoff points. Larson low-key could maybe get a win more likely than Bell. That's why I put them over Bell. And then for my champion, I agree with you, Ryan Blaney, because nothing is telling me that they're going to beat Team Penske at Phoenix. With how Team Penske has been acting this summer by being slow, I'm like, no, they are pulling up with some rocket ships.
And every team's going to fall for it again.
Yeah. And maybe that means I should have put Cindric and Logano farther, but they just don't have what that 12 car has.
No.
An odd number of years.
The 12, you're going to laugh at me, could have had 10 wins this year. They have been, I would say, the best car all year, but they've had so much bad luck. They've gotten caught up in other incidents. They finished second in points despite 70 and
that is because I remember in the spring they were like leading so many laps, contending, climbing up. They would be one of the only cars that could pass when no one else could. So you are kind of right. I dig that. And Phoenix is literally the type of track that benefits the long runs, the being able to pass when you can't pass. That's what Phoenix rewards.
And maybe I'm biased, but you put Blaney as your champion too. I just feel like this is another, just like 2023, just like a Blaney vibe year. And maybe we're having an odd year trend with Blaney, like Logano has an even year.
This is a Penske era with the Phoenix championship. It's just there, and there's no reason for me to believe otherwise. They've been that consistent with it. Why would that change now?
Right.
And I know it's the playoffs, but again, Blaney's definitely making it to the championship for Martinsville and Talladega. I mean, how many? He's won a ridiculous amount of races at those tracks last few years. Like he's going to the championship for whether you like him, whether you like it or not.
It'd have to be more of that bad luck he's had throughout the year, which is possible.
Yeah, sure.
But even then, I think he can pull off a win at nearly any
Martinsville.
track.
Y'all gotta watch him at Martinsville. I mean,
even before like the round of 8, like if he has issues in the round of 12 or something, he can win elsewhere. Like I feel like he's
think they'll be okay.
Good everywhere right now. Yeah,
they've been kind of consistent lately. It feels like they've just, I don't know. I got to look at, maybe I'm misremembering something, but they've just been keeping their nose kind of clean. Like again, I like their performance at Richmond. They just looked really solid at Richmond. So. Yeah. But yeah, I think the most Reddick being my shock round 1 exit is kind of the only thing where I'm just like, because the 45 team, they could have won Richmond. They're fast, but
yeah, they are. They just don't have the playoff points, so they need to win.
That's what makes me nervous.
That's why I have them at least in the second round.
They don't even need to win. They just they can't afford any mistakes.
Right. I have them in the second round, the 45, because I think he has enough speed to make it that far. Yeah. But beyond that, he doesn't have the points.
Yeah, and Reddick just doesn't have that clutch factor either. Even though, he won that Miami race last year, so but he just under pressure. I just don't like Tyler Reddick.
Well, and the bad vibes around 2311 right now with all the
and they are stuff. He is in terms of drivers being under pressure. Like the entire sport is on his shoulders right now. It feels like so. I just don't feel good to be that 45 team.
Well, let us know what all of your playoff predictions are. Are we crazy? Are we smart? What do you think? And if you're coming back to laugh at us in a few weeks, thank you.
So I will be interested to see how accurate this is. SVG is my just number one interest. I hope we
could totally be wrong about SVG. 1000%. We've been wrong about him before in the other direction. I really think he's going to do it though. At least make it out of that first round. But we'll see.
I don't know.
We have you don't know.
I don't know. I don't feel that confident. I just put him in there, honestly, because I just wanted to see him. I just want to see him.
We have a Patreon comment from Dirt. Which non-playoff driver is most likely to play spoiler?
That's a great question. So what? There's Chris Buescher. There's... Who is even not in the playoffs? I'm like NASCAR. I'm forgetting all the other drivers. Literally, I'm thinking... It's easy to look at the RFK cars.
I think that's the answer, right?
Who else?
Exclude Talladega. Exclude Talladega. That could be anyone.
Honestly, include Talladega because I feel like RFK could just win there.
Sure. But I mean, I feel like outside of Talladega, RFK is the only team that could win on the other 9 tracks. You know what I mean?
I feel like they could win any of these weeks. That's the thing. Ty Gibbs, I don't think is going to win. Kyle Busch isn't going to win. Allmendinger's not going to win because SVG will win the Roval.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I wonder how many spoilers did we have last year? We had Buescher at Watkins Glen and
Stenhouse won Talladega.
I think that was it, right?
I think so.
And those were 2 wild card races. So yeah, we might not have a lot of spoilers. I think we'll have spoilers like after people get knocked out of the playoffs, they might go win. But I don't know if we're gonna get
Right.
many. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, Chastain won
RFK.
Kansas. I remember.
That's true. Yeah.
So something like that could happen. But
Yep.
again, if it's not RFK, I'll be very surprised. Oh, Hocevar, low key.
He's kind of been missing the past couple weeks.
Yeah, but they're gonna hit on it one week, especially since they're not like. I feel like a weight slipped it off his shoulders, so they don't have to worry about the playoffs anymore.
Yeah.
Not that like. It's just this is for fun. Like they're just gonna have fun, and if Carson Hocevar is having fun, I feel like he's just gonna perform well.
Yeah. Well, now let's move on to IndyCar, and oh my gosh, Zach, there was a good IndyCar race.
I'm actually kind of interested to talk about IndyCar
and
this week.
One of the greatest drives of the season by Christian Rasmussen.
Of all people, it's by Christian Rasmussen, not like one of the legendary IndyCar drivers, just Christian.
In a
Rasmussen.
race dominated by Alex Palou, because of course it was. Palou gets upset by Christian Rasmussen. I believe this is his first full-time season, right? He was only part-time last year.
Yes, he did like all the road courses and like some ovals.
Kind of a rookie, but not really. Just on a tear. Flies through everyone on fresh tires. He gets around his teammate Alexander Rossi, who was also on fresh tires. He had to pass people also on fresh tires to get up there. Career-defining drive from him. First career win. He gets a first career win before David Malukas, mind you, who people have been hyping up as the next big thing.
Yeah.
Rasmussen has been in so many situations where it's like he's going to crash, and he doesn't. His crew chief or spotter, whoever on the radio, is telling him like, "Hey, you are in good position. Slow down. You're good."
I would have hated to be his engineer yesterday. I would have hated. I hope that man has therapy. I would have hated to be him. Girl was stressing out on that pit box because, to be honest, Alex, 8 laps to go. I wasn't convinced that Rasmussen was winning that race or finishing that race.
He's still making passes on the outside off of 2.
Very
and then
tight.
On the front stretch. I'm
He
just
was
like, what are you doing?
It was I think Rosenquist almost like hit him into the wall. It was that close.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with Rasmussen that really impresses me, because you said like he does things that should end up in crashes, but they don't.
Not just here, but all year and last year. The Indy 500, he was making crazy moves both years.
And like, I don't know, I haven't like studied him at all. And so I'm certainly not an IndyCar driver. I just know from just my time watching racing, not everyone is able to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when people are aggressive, they make really, really stupid mistakes and they wreck a lot, right?
And you know who that reminds me of?
Who?
If you watched IndyCar for quite a while, it reminds me of Sage Karam, who was also known for making these very daredevil-y kind of moves, but so often he would crash.
Yes. Being able to walk this, like literally it's a tightrope with the margins, the inches, the contact that you are making in open wheel cars at an oval. The margin that you have to walk is so tight. And for Christian Rasmussen to be able to do it multiple times in a race successfully, resulting in a race win. By the way, this is only his 2nd year.
Yeah.
That's not normal. That's just not normal at all. This guy is special. And I don't know if I knew that before. I think this really opened everyone's eyes to it because he finally won a race. Because to be honest, I was kind of waiting for him, and literally the race before, I say he normally doesn't wreck people. He wrecked Connor Daly, but that was, I don't even want to call that a mistake. You know what I mean? That wasn't really a mistake. That was him being stupid. There's a difference. But him at these ovals, like that's a special, like it's like a Connor Zilish level of like, this is a generational talent. No other driver, like David Malukas isn't making moves like that.
No.
You know what I mean? And David Malukas in himself is kind of a prodigy on like oval racing himself, but Alex Palou is just so super quick, and maybe he's quick enough to where he never really has to make those moves. Christian Rasmussen doesn't have that luxury. But man, he made it work and he won that race. And that was one of the most entertaining drives I've seen in IndyCar ever.
It was really good.
I made a post on Blue Sky, coolest IndyCar race ever. And people are like, no, there's been better races. That's not what I said.
I responded, Savannah, slow down.
I didn't say it was the best IndyCar race ever. I said that was the coolest IndyCar race ever because that was cool. That's what racing's all about. I still don't agree with that
post, but I see what you're saying.
Like seeing people, like seeing a driver like Christian Rasmussen get his first career win in that way, that's what racing's about right there.
Yeah.
Because he should have wrecked. That was awesome.
Anything else on IndyCar?
Speaking of inexperienced drivers and wrecking, Nolan Siegel wrecks lap 1, which sure, it's IndyCar. Someone's gonna wreck lap 1. It's Nolan Siegel said, I'll do it.
I feel like that's happened a time or 2 or 3.
Did you see it? Like he clipped like the apron in turn 3 and 4, which I get it. Townsend Bell in the broadcast was mentioning, he was actually giving analysis for once. Sorry, that was shade. I like Townsend Bell. He's normally actually really good with analysis.
Since you brought up Townsend Bell, I saw a post on Blue Sky that was like Christian Rasmussen is what Townsend Bell thinks Santino Ferrucci is, and I laughed.
Again, Ferrucci has kind of reeled himself back, low-key. Have you noticed that?
He's kind of like Chastain, where he's kind of not performing.
Christian Rasmussen won a race before Santino Ferrucci.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy. Woo! Anyways, but back to my point, Nolan Siegel, I just feel like he's been wrecking a lot this year. He has 40 DNFs, roughly. Racing Reference doesn't have IndyCar stats, and I didn't feel like looking for it further.
The picture of him on there, he looks like he's 9 years old.
Literally. But he's just... I think there's a lot of criticism around Nolan Siegel, especially like given that he's at McLaren, and McLaren in the past has not been very patient with drivers. So them being patient with this one's a little funny.
Well, it's because he's paying for his ride. We learned through court documents.
Yeah,
so.
I get that, but still, like it's a little bit of it's a little disappointing to see because I do like Nolan, but I
like him too.
That's the only other key moment that really stuck out in the race to me.
Yeah.
Fox, you know another thing, Will Buxton yesterday low key was kind of eating it up. I feel like that drive by Christian Rasmussen made Will Buxton unlock a level of like anime ultra instinct that he didn't have before. Like he was able to like pretend to be. Will Buxton got to cosplay as Lee Diffie yesterday. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he was I think he was getting so excited over Christian Rasmussen, which to be fair, I was too. That it was that awesome. Yeah, he was able to like he had a really good voice yesterday. I don't know what it is, but I think that was one of his better calls of the season, honestly.
Okay.
Like, he wasn't being annoying.
Yeah,
he was a little obnoxious, but like maybe I was just caught up in the moment. I
didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. Like it was fine. I love how excited he gets.
That's the thing. Good. I think I just liked how excited he was.
Yeah.
And again,
I think his best call of the year was Robert Schwartzman's quali lap. That was his best of the year.
He was really good qualifying weekend in general. He was just really good qualifying weekend.
Yep. Yeah. So Zach, we have a lot of tea to talk about.
I'm excited for it.
Have you heard about Colleague cheating on Chevrolet?
What? No. What?
It happened.
What? Oh.
Have you heard about Watkins Glen and the month of August?
No, I love them. They're great.
It's over.
Perfect.
It's over.
What?
It's done.
No way. Oh.
And have you heard that NASCAR is getting back with her ex, Chicagoland?
No.
It's confirmed.
Yo.
Have you heard about IndyCar and the Truck Series dating the same man?
No, that's nasty.
It's on like that.
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about those and more. It's time for the tea favorite segment. We have so much to talk about.
Thank you, Wendy.
It's time for Hot Topics. Let's talk about it. Oh my gosh.
Walk yourself over to that chair.
I'm walking on over to my chair. I'm sat. I'm seated. First, we have a
Are the girls
NASCAR segment of the
settled?
T. Huh?
Are the girls settled? You know how every
Yeah.
time Wendy Williams sits down, she's like,
So, context, I saw a funny TikTok clip of Wendy Williams doing that exact same bit with like celebrity gossip. And I'm like, I'm doing this for the T. And that was fun. So we have two segments of the T. One's all NASCAR, and then one is everything else.
good God, this is like
So-
filling up an entire page on my screen, by the way. Like,
Sit down, take a sip. We're 50 minutes into the
you
episode.
might as well get a drink.
Grab some popcorn, sip some tea. So, first things first, the 2026 NASCAR schedules were released last week. And as I said earlier, NASCAR's getting back with her ex-Chicagoland Speedway. Chicagoland is returning for the first time since 2019. That is now confirmed. Any thoughts, Zach?
It feels exactly like how it felt from them going from the LA Clash to Bowman Gray, but on a less severe scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least Chicagoland's going to be a good race. Y'all better show the hell up. I better
Y'all
see
been
the stands
whining
packed.
on Twitter.
I better see fans hanging off the fence. Like, I'm just saying. Y'all better go.
Yeah.
Everyone on Twitter is going to be there, apparently.
Oh, apparently. Watkins Glen moving from August to May on Mother's Day weekend. Kansas infamously had no one show up except for me and Jackson on Mother's Day weekend. Watkins Glen will now be on that weekend.
So here's my thing with that. I didn't really have a thought about that at first. I was like, okay, whatever, Watkins Glen. But Watkins
Weird.
Glen is such a huge camping race, kind of like Road America in a way.
Yeah.
And
camping is usually a post-Memorial Day thing or like a Memorial Day onward. And this is before Memorial Day.
that's awkward. And it's Mother's Day.
Northern New York is like a rainy part of the country in the spring.
Well,
So
I'll take some rain racing.
But like for camping, I feel like that's not appealing, right?
It's not gonna be. No, that's a summer race. That is a good summer race. It was rumored that Richmond was going to take the Mother Day slot.
Yeah, we talked about
Saturday night. Because again, y'all got to stop racing Mother's Day Sunday. We talked about it with the Kansas episode. It's stupid. No one wants to take their mom to a NASCAR race.
Hey, Mom, do you want to go camping in the rain at Watkins Glen?
I mean, girl. Like, for example, if Richmond was a Sunday race, Mother's Day, I'm not going because I'm spending that day with my mom.
Right.
Saturday night, I'll be there. Right? Yep. I'm sure if I was living in Kansas City, I'd have that same dilemma with the Kansas race. With Watkins Glen, it's just, hopefully it doesn't stay there. It needs to go back to summer. It's just a perfect summer date.
As far as I know, Watkins Glen has been in August my whole life, as far as I can remember, at least.
Like, the most different it's been was the playoff race last year, which, whatever. Like,
and side note, Fox is going to have Watkins Glen. That's going to be the lowest rated Jeff Gluck poll ever.
That's going to be a bad race.
It's going to like an 8% yes. Like, it's going to be awful.
That's going to be a really bad race.
The broadcast isn't going to know what's going on. The race is going to suck with this car. That's going to get 8% Gluck's poll. That's a prediction. You can book it.
Yeah.
North Wilkesboro earns its first point race since 1996. That is before either Zach and I were alive.
I wish they'd make that the throwback race. I know Darlington's still going to have it, but man, that would be really cool as the throwback race.
They haven't announced anything, but I would assume you're right.
Well, throwback weekend's already kind of dead anyways. I mean,
yeah,
whatever. I'm just saying.
And as we talked about last week, you can go back to last week's episode for our thoughts on it. But the Dover All-Star Race rumor was true, and it is going to be on the same day as the second day of Indianapolis 500 qualifying. Hate that. Awful.
Do we know what time it's going to start? It's probably going to be during the, what's it called? Bump day. The last chance. I'm not watching it. Sorry.
And they asked Ben Kennedy, very high up in NASCAR, like, hey, are you putting like temporary lighting at Dover because this is usually a night race? And he's like, probably not. He didn't say yes or no. But
that's such a we don't actually care about this event. Because if you care about this as an all-star race, you would put temporary lighting up.
It's funny that the all-star race used to be like, let's try something new. And now it's the race where it's like, let's just throw this track away and just make people not want to go to it. They're trying to kill Dover by doing this. I think this is the stupidest move of the schedule. But
Yeah,
we talked more about that last week. The Truck Series is going to join IndyCar at St. Petersburg. This is what I was talking about. They're dating the same man.
This is like random number generator. Give me a random series and a random track in North America. NASCAR Truck Series at St. Petersburg. Sure, let's do it.
What the hell? Sure.
Let's go. Mazda MX-5 at Monza next. Why not? Like,
Monza.
What the hell are we doing?
I think that's actually a pretty cool one. I'm just fearful that IndyCar is going to somehow screw that up and lose it entirely to NASCAR. But hopefully not.
I will say I do like that part of it, that it's a NASCAR and IndyCar collaboration, but it's just the Truck Series, so NASCAR doesn't have to care about it and ruin it.
Yeah.
And they don't care that IndyCar has Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Like they used to do that at Texas for years, which whatever. So that's kind of cool, but it's the first street race for the trucks. That's going to be a disaster. Have you seen those drivers?
The trucks are going to be in San Diego too.
Yeah, but they're going to be going to St. Pete first. So
yeah, true.
And is San Diego even a street race? Is it really?
I don't know. I think they want it to be.
It depends on what the walls are like.
It.
I don't know what the walls are going to be like, so I don't know.
Connor Zilisch is confirmed to be full-time in the Cup Series next year. They did not give a number. It sounds like that they know it, though. They were kind of being coy about it in the press conference.
Car number? I saw someone say they want SVG in the 97 and they want Connor Zilisch in the 88. Low-key agree.
It's just weird that they put SVG in the 88 in the first place.
And I guess he has history with that because 888 and supercars, but like, I don't care.
Yeah. He's known for the 97 mostly. It sounds like in Australia.
They need to put Connor Zilisch in the 95 and Lightning McQueen. That'd be dope.
I wouldn't hate it if he was in the 87. I like that number. And then
I like the 97 for SVG. It just fit him. I don't know why, because no one else ever used it except Kurt Busch.
They did confirm that Red Bull and WeatherTech will be Connor's main sponsors. And Connor Zilisch won the Xfinity Series race just a few weeks ago, Zach. Even last week, we were like, I hope he doesn't do Daytona because he just had this injury from a fall at Watkins Glen. He wins because Parker Kligerman won in relief for him. Connor started the race. He got out on the first caution. Parker Kligerman gets in the car, wins the race. This keeps Connor in contention for the regular season championship. Gets 5 playoff points for the Xfinity playoffs. And now Connor is now tied with Christopher Bell for most Xfinity Series wins as a rookie, like in a single rookie season. I never would have saw that coming, but that's awesome.
Let me say this. I think it was really cute to see Connor and Parker celebrating, and I saw some people say Connor's ruining the moment. Bro, he won the race. Connor won the race, technically. But also, does anyone else think that's kind of stupid?
Well, let's ask the audience. We have a question from Dirt. Should drivers also be credited with a win in the record book if they were in the car when the checkered flag flew?
Low-key, no, because I think Parker Kligerman giving Connor Zilisch 5 playoff points is a little stupid. Am I the only one that thinks this? It doesn't feel right. I know back in the day, I think relief drivers were a lot more common.
Mm-hmm.
But even just look like the last time this happened was Eric Almirola winning in relief. Eric Almirola won Milwaukee because Denny Hamlin was running late to the nationwide race or whatever. And I don't know. Here's the thing for me. It just feels stupid and unnecessary. And it's just like the whole Connor Zilisch is going to race this weekend, but he's going to get out at the first caution. What is the point?
Yeah.
It just feels so silly to me and fake. And I'd rather just not have relief drivers. Is that evil of me to say?
I don't agree. I personally don't have a problem with it. I wouldn't mind if they were like, yeah, and Parker Kligerman won this race too, and it counts as a Parker Kligerman win. Maybe they go by who runs the most laps in a race. But then at that point, it's like if someone's like feeling sick or something, or like they're partner goes into
And
birth or
well,
something,
I do
then
get that
it's
for like the team owner, like because then that car can still get points and
yeah,
run the race.
yeah.
But for the driver aspect of it, it's just kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and to be fair, this is a very rare situation, anyways. Again, this hasn't happened since 2007.
That's why I don't think a change is necessary. Yeah, the last time was Hamlin and Almirola.
It just feels so stupid. Like technically, this will never happen, but technically, I don't know. I could be an Xfinity Series driver and I start a race at a road course and SVG hops in my car and goes and wins.
That wouldn't be
And now,
allowed.
how do
You'd
no, it
have to
would
have a
be.
reason. You'd have to have a reason.
But no, if I start the race,
Yeah, you'd have to have a reason for getting out, though.
my stomach hurts.
Oh,
What are they
feel
going to check? No,
You-
they don't.
I
No, you don't need a
guess.
reason to get out of the car.
I think you have to have a
My wife is
backup
pregnant.
reserve driver. Like
My wife is going into labor.
You probably have to have it like planned beforehand.
No, I don't think you do though. That's the thing. I don't think that's ever been a thing.
You raise a good point.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like
Yeah.
there's a big loophole that I don't think it's ever going to get filled. But I'm just saying it's there.
Side note, I've been like trying not to laugh. I just noticed you have my username under your name on the screen.
I meant to fix that.
You're just promoting me. Oh, that's so sweet
I
of
mean,
you.
whatever. I don't even know how to fix this.
It don't matter. I just thought that was funny. The next thing here in the T, Colleague will run 5 trucks. 5 in 2026. Trucks.
5?
They do not have a truck team this year, but next year they're going to run 5.
That's a slow start. Yeah, slow start.
Yeah, slow start. When this was first announced, I was like, 5? They have 2 Cup cars and 3 Xfinity cars. They already have 5 cars across NASCAR. It turns out, I first saw this from Matt Weaver of motorsport.com. Congrats to Matt for the new job, by the way. That these 5 trucks are going to be funded entirely by Ram.
That makes sense. It's a factory effort.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Ram and you're getting back into NASCAR, why would you not put money into it? You want to be taken seriously. With a pretty established team like Colleague, but they're not they're not like a Joe Gibbs Racing where it's like going to be really expensive to work with them.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of smart, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they might end up being the only Ram team, to be honest. We'll have to see.
The Cup team, they're going to be in a lame duck year next year with Chevy, Xfinity as well. They're going to run even worse next year because I imagine that this does not make Chevrolet happy. And I would assume
that is kind of awkward
that with Stellantis, the parent company of both Ram and Dodge, they have publicly said, hey, we want to go to Cup. They didn't know that charters were a thing when they were making these plans. Now they are aligned with a team with charters. I would presume that this means that Colleague's going to be with presumably a Dodge Charger in 2027.
The new Dodge Chargers look so cool.
So interesting.
I hope Dodge does come back to Cup. That would look awesome.
They've said as much that they want to, I believe.
God, I low-key want Legacy to go to Dodge. That would look so cool.
They just switched to Toyota. I don't know if they would.
But
switch again.
Okay, but an STP Blue 43. By the way, that paint scheme this weekend looked awesome.
It was good.
Seeing that in a Dodge would just make me flutter. Oh.
Didn't that happen before? They were with Dodge for a while.
They were with Dodge when I started watching NASCAR. That's why it's nostalgic to me. Petty and Dodge. That's just nostalgic to me. So. I don't know.
So
really
that'll be interesting. Colleague in the Truck Series.
I can't wait to see the Rams on the track. That's just going to look cool. I love little stuff like that.
No drivers were announced, but this was announced at Daniel Dye's dad's car dealership.
Daniel Dye's dad's car dealership.
Yes, and they sell Dodges there. So
was Daniel Dye's childhood best friend boyfriend also there?
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would presume Daniel Dye's will be one of the 5 drivers. He also drives for Colleague and Xfinity. So
and he likes to use the Richard Petty 43. Wait, no, that's somebody else. Never mind. Sorry, that's somebody else.
I know who
He
you're
drove
talking
for-
about. That's Thad. That's Thad
Thad Moffitt. Why did I think Daniel Dye drove for I think he was his teammate. He drove the 42 at one point in one of those
Yeah.
cars. Sorry.
Couple more things.
I'm an idiot.
NASCAR and iRacing unveiled the cover for NASCAR 25.
Oh, let me pull. Wait, did I send it in the thing?
I don't know, girl.
I
Byron,
gotta pull
Bell, Blaney are all on the cover. And there's not really cars.
Okay, chill out. I'm looking at a car right now. I'm just saying.
Okay, but you can't see the side of it. If I'm a casual person and I don't know who these people are, because in the general consensus,
You just hate twinks.
NASCAR drivers don't really have the recognition, visual face recognition, to be on a cover, right? I feel like you need to be showing the emphasis on the cars. No?
Well, I see what you're saying, but I think you're overlooking the fact that NASCAR in general its name has a lot of cultural recognition. Like NASCAR. Everyone knows NASCAR exists, right?
But looking at William Byron's going to make you want to buy this and not cars.
I think the cars could take up a little bit more space. I will say that.
A lot more.
My thing with this, I think Byron looks great, and I understand why it's Byron. I mean, he literally started.
He
started racing on a computer.
He won the Daytona 500 twice as well.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But I think Bell. I don't like Bell being here, even though
I don't like that Bell has his helmet on. You can't. No one's gonna know who that is.
I just look awkward. He looks awkward again because he has his helmet on. Blaney kind of looks awkward there. I'd rather
Byron and Blaney facing the same direction. That's also
they should have went more like NASCAR 07, where it was like Elliott Sadler, and there's only one driver on the cover, and his car is the main focus, and all the other cars are behind his car.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like that would be cool. I still think this looks good because it's simple, and I can see this on a Walmart shelf. I think I still
think the cars needed to be a bigger emphasis.
Sure, but I'm fine with it. I think the worst part for me is Blaney and Bell. They just look awkward.
1 out of 10 ranking, Zach. What do you give it? I give it a 4.
I'm thinking 6 or 7.
Okay.
6.
I thought you were gonna give a higher number. Okay.
No, I do like it. I think it's pretty. You know what I mean? It's just pretty. Mm-hmm. I love what they did at the very bottom with the NASCAR logo and that gradient.
I like the top and the bottom. I think the whole middle part should have been changed entirely.
I low-key wouldn't mind getting a physical copy of this. It's just cute. I'm not going to because I'm not stupid, but it's cool.
So next thing here in our T, we are not done, y'all. We got more. F1 track Zandvoort is possibly seeking a NASCAR or IndyCar partnership after Formula One departs them from their schedule after 2026, and F1 is actually there this weekend with the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort possibly on the NASCAR IndyCar schedule. The track itself apparently wants it, per Newsweek. Thoughts?
And y'all thought going to Mexico was bad.
Bad?
Y'all gonna going just across the border is one thing. Flying.
Oh, got you.
Flying. Cause I don't know if we're ready. You know what I mean? I don't know if these guys are ready to go flying with these guys. Because we're gonna need an off week, aren't we?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Or it's the Clash, which sure. But ain't it gonna be cold though if we go in January?
Well, I don't know how the hemispheres and seasons work, but
it's in the northern hemisphere, so it's still going to be cold when it's cold up here.
I guess so. You're right.
What, Dutch? Netherlands? I don't even know where the hell that is.
It's north of Germany and France.
I think I don't know. I don't live in Europe.
That's a cool ass track. That'd be fun.
To be honest, we got some cool ass road courses in North America. You know what I mean? I know that's not the point.
Road America is not on the NASCAR schedule.
Petit Le Mans is literally the Zandvoort of, or not, but Road Atlanta. Road Atlanta is the Zandvoort of North America, low key.
So that's something to keep an eye on.
IndyCar,
though?
That would kind of cook.
More T. Formula One Cadillac lineup has been reported to be Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Do you have any thoughts on this?
That makes sense. Two veteran
I
drivers.
bet this gets announced this weekend, by the way.
Veteran drivers from championship teams, by the way. Like, they've won a lot of constructor
They've
titles.
been the number 2 at the top 2 teams. They have a lot of insight to bring.
That's actually a really good starting lineup, to be honest. Better than like getting like a rookie or something.
Remember when people thought Colton Herta was going to be on this team?
Yeah, I do. I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah. And I'm not saying Perez and Bottas, that's like the team to have for like 5 years. Like maybe like for the first 2 years, I think that's a great foundation. And then you could like try and pick someone up from either F2 or whatever. But
they're both not even in F1 right now either. So
I think
hopefully they still got it.
I think these are good choices. Now let's jump into some IndyCar silly season tea. And there's kind of like a bombshell dropped this morning. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about Will Power. We have a Patreon comment again from Dirt. Thank you for all the comments, Dirt. Which IndyCar driver should be looking over their shoulders if Will Power becomes a free agent and not renewed at Team Penske?
I have no idea. I mean, my brain says Nolan Siegel.
Well,
money says different.
Money says different.
So
Graham Rahal recently, I think he was on Connor Daly's podcast, and he said that he won't be at RLL. Power will not be, but he has a feeling that Power ends up at Andretti. And if you would like to believe that, Marcus Ericsson has done virtually nothing at Andretti, which I'm still surprised by.
Yeah, fair.
And I feel like that is the easiest option, right?
Because what team can Will Power realistically go to that doesn't feel like dirty and like a waste of time?
I think that's about it, right? However, there was a little rumor going around in Milwaukee, and I saw some glimpses of it on social media, that Colton Herta could go to Formula 2 to get super license points. We're doing this again.
We're doing this Colton Herta to F1 thing.
And Colton was asked about it, and he did not deny it. He did not outright deny that is possible.
6th in IndyCar points going to Formula 2. Okay, whatever.
So if that were to happen, that would open up the 26 car for Will Power, I suppose. But
what is with this Colton Herta thing?
I don't know.
What? I don't get it anymore.
I don't get it. But you know what I do get?
What do you
There
get?
was a report this morning, as of recording, that Alex Palou is being linked to Red Bull Racing's second seat in Formula 1. The current ride that Yuki Tsunoda has alongside Max Verstappen.
Oh, you mean the idea I had literally 2 years ago?
Yeah. Remember that? Could this actually happen? I lean no, but here's some arguments that might sway your opinion. Honda's IndyCar future is still very uncertain. Honda refused to say if they were committed.
Honda's leaving IndyCar like Colton Herta's going to F1, though, to be fair.
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, what's going to happen first? What's going to happen first? I'm waiting. It's
both of these have been talked about for years now, but their future's uncertain. And DHL has paused international deliveries to the United States because of stuff. You can look it up.
Understandable. The yellow company does not like orange.
Yes. There's layers to that when you think about McLaren and the Palou drama. Palou's personal ambitions to go to Formula 1 may have gone down a bit, but think about it. This is the best possible opportunity that you could get. I know he had an offer to go to McLaren, but it wasn't for F1 like he thought it would. He thought there was going to be a path to F1. That was not part of it. That's why all the legal drama happened there. He would be in the number 2 seat at Red Bull, and we would find out for certain if it's the car or the driver.
Honey, it's the car. Let's not kid ourselves.
I think it is the car.
Low-key, I don't know if I want him to jump in that car.
But think about it. What other ride besides Colton Herta at Cadillac, I guess, eventually, would an IndyCar driver get in Formula One?
Well, I need us to think about this though. I don't know how much Alex Palou has to gain by being in F1 in the
I don't know
second Red Bull
what else
seat.
is he going to gain by staying in IndyCar when his sponsor is potentially going to pull out because they're not doing a lot of work in the United States right now.
That's
Their
true.
manufacturer could leave. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Win
He
more Indy
wanted to
500s.
go to F1. He wanted a path. He's already won the Indy 500.
But win more Indy 500s. Like, be in the 4-time club.
My next question is, though,
does he
how
care?
likely is it that this kind of success will continue? I think it is, at least for next year. But like, if the manufacturer leaves, we're gonna have a new car pretty soon. Hopefully, like there's a couple like red flags there potentially.
Alex Palou is. I mean, he can be like Scott Dixon. He can be winning races for the next 15 years.
Definitely,
in IndyCar. That's why I don't. I think. I want to argue that he's better off staying in IndyCar.
I agree. I do.
That second Red Bull seat is not for anybody.
But I'm just saying that if he's had that F1 dream before, and this is a real possibility that's like being floated, why not just go for it for a year or two and then come back? You'd be welcomed back with open arms, and then just keep on keeping on. It's fun to theorize on.
Do I almost feel like it would make IndyCar look bad?
Probably.
Because again, that second Red Bull seat, I just wouldn't hop into it after I've seen what's happened.
But then what if he changes the narrative and he outperforms everyone else who's been in it?
Why would he change it? That's my thing.
He's better than everyone else who's been in that seat.
Do we know that, though?
I think he is.
Because Sergio Perez, I mean, he's not like...
You really think Sergio Perez could get in the 10 car and do what Palou's doing in IndyCar?
Not necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, that second Red Bull seat is, like, astronomically bad compared to the first Red Bull seat.
That's why I think it'd be a fun experiment. I'm not saying that he should. I'm just saying it'd be really fun to see what would happen.
I feel like it's a big risk.
I think he would at least do what Bottas did with Hamilton and, like, actually win races.
True. Or what Perez did the first year or so. I feel like it's a risk that doesn't offer. I guess it's a risk. It's a risk with reward. Success.
And again, this could not even be like actually happening. It's just one report.
I think we do underestimate like the value of like him going after more Indy 500s.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he's able to methodically and just win these races in such a consistent manner. Yeah. Go write your name into more history in the biggest race in the world. Screw F1. Yeah. I get it.
Fair. Well, that is all of our tea. I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's get into fantasy. For NASCAR, I had Eric Jones at Daytona, who finished 5th, nearly won.
You were looking pretty good for a minute. You were looking good for a minute.
Brad Keselowski finished 18th, so I got a point. It is,
and I was thinking about picking Blaney. I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, that's too obvious.
It is 24-22. I have the lead, so Zach, you get to pick first for the Southern 500.
For the Southern 500. I mean, I have my pick, but I was like, I'm kind of second guessing it. Sure. Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin wins the Southern 500 when he has good seasons. So
that was going to be my pick, so I'm going with my backup, and that's Tyler Reddick.
Girl.
I said that earlier. I think Reddick if he's going to win a race in the playoffs, it's going to be Darlington.
What if he poops his pants again? Remember,
didn't he run pretty good once he did last year?
He did that.
He ran pretty good when he did.
I don't know.
So anyways, 2 Toyotas. All right. IndyCar season finale at Nashville is next weekend. For Milwaukee, Zach, you had Pato O'Ward, who finished 5th, and I had Joseph Newgarden, who finished 7th. We are 15-16. You have the lead by 1 point. I have to win because you win the tiebreaker. I cannot just get 1 point. I have to win this.
You have to
race.
pick the winning driver.
So who's won 25 times this year in IndyCar? I'm going Alex Palou. Alex Palou is going to get another win.
I know one guy who can beat Alex Palou.
And who's that?
Christian Rasmussen.
We're going Christian Rasmussen.
We're going back to back, baby.
That'd be crazy.
Could you imagine the scenes?
Yeah. So we were talking before we recorded, like whoever you picked, it really wouldn't matter necessarily.
It doesn't matter because whoever you pick is like, if they win, I couldn't do anything to stop that. So
yeah.
I'm here. So I was like, hell, I thought about picking Joseph for the memes, but no, I'm picking Christian Rasmussen. Also for the memes. Also, but he got to actually win. So
yeah.
Colton Herta won there last year, so I'm like, this is gonna be a random ass.
I was doing research and I was like, Herta won? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he did win that.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know why I don't remember watching that race. Something else must have been happening. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Or I just didn't care.
Well, thank you everyone for listening or watching this episode of the Gay Racing Podcast. Thank you to our Patreon members. Thank you to Dirt for submitting questions. If you'd like to join Dirt and other members, you can do so at patreon.com/gayracingpod. Starting for just $2 a month, you can just send in questions every week. $5 for early access episodes. We have an idea. We are formulating an idea, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for several bonus videos. Yeah. Consider giving us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and liking on YouTube. Follow the podcast at Gay Racing Pod on Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And follow us on Blue Sky at Dreamy Zack Racing and at New Gaiden. Zach's on Twitter, but I'm not.
I've been making some good tweets. I saw Chase Briscoe on Grindr, and I'll leave it at that. You'll have to check my Twitter to see what that's about. God. I think it was like a automatic Facebook ad or something because I clicked on it and it sent me to like a Facebook link or something.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like NASCAR advertising to Grindr directly. I don't know. I don't care, but it's hilarious. So I tweeted
that is funny.
Next week on the Gay Racing Podcast, we'll talk about the Southern 500 and the IndyCar, finale at Nashville Super Speedway. I was going to say championship, but that's already decided.
That's been done for
Did you see
months.
The Pato Award Vice Champion graphic?
I saw that he clinched second. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but someone they made like a Vice Champion graphic and people were like making fun of it.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Whatever. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.